Do you know what satisfies me? Making fake deep YouTube videos.
Fuck wrong with these niggas?
There's a Dr. Dre song I listen to called, it says something like satisfaction or satisfiction. And I was just walking down the street the other day, came into my head, haven't even listened to it in like a year, and it made me think, you know? I just made the YouTube video about overthinking, and I was like, how long until I'm satisfied with YouTube, right? How many YouTube videos is it gonna take for me to like get where I wanna be on YouTube mentally? 1 video? 5? Am I gonna have to upload for like a month or get like 1 million subscribers or get this amount of money? How am I gonna satisfy that, bro? So I do psychology, right? And there's this thing that's always stuck in my mind. I learned it about like a cell or something or other. I don't even know, man. I don't open my textbooks. But this cell, right, it's in a constant state of tension. You know, it's constantly waiting, craving this certain chemical. It's just ready to fire like a bow being pulled back, and then when it gets the chemical, it fires. It helps what it needs to help in the body, and then it goes back to where it was before. Just ready to fire again. Craving the chemical all over again. And I was thinking, that's not actually so different to satisfaction. I know this sounds stupid, like, oh, why are you thinking about science metaphors, bro? What the hell? But for real, we're in like a constant state of being ready for the next thing. Whether that's being hungry for food, being tired for sleeping, craving social interaction, craving this, craving that, craving, you name it, females, drugs if you're a drug addict. Even bigger things we crave, like we're craving, you know, our next paycheck or being famous, like our life ambition, or maybe the summer holiday. I don't know, it's big things, it's small things, it's everything. We need them, like that's how we live. Don't get me wrong, we need food, we need sleep, we need social interaction, whatever. That's just how we're wired as people. But it makes you think, like, when does it stop? We're so much like that hard-working ass cell, because as soon as we get something, it's just this temporary thing, and then we're back to where we were before. When does it end? But if you think about all these cravings, what happens when you actually get it? You get like a temporary satisfaction. Drug addict, it's nothing but chemicals. You just get the feeling and then you're back. Junk food, okay, yeah, it's nutrition, but mostly it's just the feeling. And then you're back to where you were before. Even with like big permanent things, say winning a title as a basketball player, like becoming famous, you hear any of those people talk, like it's usually pretty much the same thing. They're like, oh well, yeah, it felt good for a bit, and then I was empty again, you know, and then on to the next thing. And that really fucks you up, because then you're like, oh man, what is the point of life, dude? Because you get this thing you've been waiting for, and then you're like, well, no. And that's why we're like that little cell, that hard-working cell, bro. Because you get it, it's a temporary feeling, and then you're back to the way you were before. Whether that's food, whether that's drug addicts, sleep, everything, bro. It's just a cycle.
Had no shame, nothing wrong with some Mary Jane. The only thing is you do it again.
So what does it mean? On the surface, like, that sounds like it sucks, right? That sounds horrible, like nothing is ever enough. But hey man, that's just how life works. Can you imagine if that pleasure you got from anything, like eating, whatever, stayed there forever? A lot of people might hear that and they're like, man, that sounds like the life, bro. But I think that would fucking suck. I think that would be terrible. Like, imagine that feeling just staying with you. That's such like a intoxicating thing. Like, you would be just out of your body. You just wouldn't even be human at that point. Like, it's so much part of our existence to just struggle and shit. Like, do heroin addicts really seem happy? You know? Like, I just don't think that's the way. Like, I think that's where the Buddhists are coming from, right? Like, be mindful, be present. I think most people hear that and they're like, what the fuck does that mean, motherfucker? But I think that's it, man. It's like learning to be still, learning to not worry too much about the next thing, you know? I'm kind of just rambling, right? But my point is that, like, life is so easy to just get swept up into that, like, what's the next thing, the cravings, the addiction. I think you've just got to think about things which are out of the cycle, like, you know, the transcendent things, the things that have higher meaning. It sounds so fake deep, but whether that be deep connection with another person or a higher purpose, I don't know, man. Like, you gotta think about it for yourself. Yeah, you know, my point is just, like, think about how you can go towards them more than just the next thing. Otherwise, you know, what's the point? But I don't know, man, you gotta take what I say with a grain of salt, because after all, I'm a dumbass.
The chokes in the screen.